Welcome friends, it is I, your host SideScroller, and it's time for another vlog, and this one is the 1K subs vlog, so that is awesome right there. So let's see what to talk about first. First up is I am recording this on Friday, not able to record it the night before for Sunday, because I'm going to Vegas again from today the 20th all the way to Tuesday the 24th, so I'll be in Vegas and hopefully I win some money, because if I do, then we can afford better equipment, better computer, better everything, if I somehow hit some big ass jackpot. And that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Just hit the jackpot, make a bunch of money, and just make just a bunch of awesome stuff to make this channel even cooler with software and hardware and all this stuff. But that's a pipe dream. That is not going to happen. We want to earn our money, and we will do that every day, slowly but surely, with quality videos, making them better. Whatever we get from YouTube, we will put towards the channel, and just make it even better channel, because we want to be the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, and we can only do that with hard work and just keeping at it. That is the only way to pull it off, because that's just the way we work. That's just our work ethic. Just work hard, do good. That's it. So let's see here. So we hit 1K subs. So some things about that. There's two things. That is, there will be two 1K sub videos. One for Smite people, one for everything else people, which is most likely Smite people anyway. But for those of you who are fans of not just Smite, but the other things we do, there'll be a 1K video for that, which is just going to be called the request video. And the way that works is, in the comments for this vlog, put what game you want to see me play. It can be a free game, it can be a PC game, it can be just a game I can play within reason. Can't be too expensive because I don't got the money, and it can't be a console game, so like I can't play GTA 5 because it's not on PC for one, and the other is I don't have $60. So those two criteria right there, I can't meet those. So don't ask for a PC game, I can't do it. Don't ask for a console game because I can't do it. And nothing too expensive because I can't do that either. There's some fun looking games out there I'd like to play, but right now I'm waiting for them to be on sale. But so yeah, just put in the comments what you want and we'll go with that. You can say yeah to someone else's suggestions as well. You don't have to make your own if you don't want to. And we'll just do it with face cam. We don't need to go with yes or no. I'm pretty sure everyone wants to see the face cam, so everyone wants to see my ugly mug. And so we'll do that, and whether or not that becomes a thing, I don't know. Most likely, if we use facecam, it'll be on occasion for whatever reason, this or that. Or if enough people say, you know what, just use facecam, then maybe we'll use it. I don't know. We'll see what works. Not everything, that we do works. Not everyone will care for facecam. I don't know whether you guys would like what I look like or not. If you like my ugly mug, I don't know. I don't know what you care about the face that matches this angelic voice. This angelic voice. I can't keep a straight face with angelic voice. With this voice, that matches this voice. So, yeah, so for the fan request video, just post on this vlog your comment for what do you want? What game? There you go. For the Smite one, it is going to be a little different, and we will put out the video with that. It'll most likely be on a patch video, or if there's no patch, it'll be on Thursday's video. What we're going to do for the 1K subs video for Smite, and that'll be that for the 1K subs. Now, the format I think I want to go with this is a little bit personal at the start, just whatever things need to be taken care of at the start. Then Smite news / Smite opinions, and then personal stuff, and then answer questions, and then whatever I want to do to finish out the video and maybe ask some questions to you guys, I don't know. But okay, so first let's talk about Smite stuff, and the big thing of course is the patch, Thanatos patch. And if you watched the patch video, I was raging, just a huge rage on over the Arachne nerfs. Did not care for the Bastet buff, not really a buff. And I was pretty negative for the most part on a lot of that video there. There's some saving graces, but let's go just down the list a little bit in this. Arachne. Arachne got nerfed to hell. Her early game is gone. Her ganking is just worse now. She can't really gank that well. Losing the cripple was awful because, as you saw in the patch video, half the roster has escapes. Half the roster has things that you can cripple. Now that that's gone, half the roster she cannot kill. Well, she can still kill them, but she has to catch them after they do an escape, or she has to ult them after they escape, and that's if they didn't go over a wall or just around a corner that she can't get around. That's what that really did, and that's not even counting Blink, which basically makes everyone able to get away from her. So that is very unfortunate they took the cripple away from her damn web. They made better scaling on her too, if you get enough physical power for it. And her eggs, of course, are better late if because of the 400 HP. But the truth of the matter is 400 HP doesn't mean crap for pets late game. Everything dies pretty quickly. 400 doesn't mean anything against a mage. And a melee, not a melee, but a basic attack god will kill that in 1 or 2 shots. So that doesn't actually mean anything whatsoever. What they did to the eggs makes her early game clear awful, but it makes her mid game a little bit stronger because she can lay her eggs down and they can do some good damage to camps while she's doing something else. That's about it. So I've been experimenting with Arachne, trying to see just what can be done with her. Right now it does not bode well. I just have to keep changing up my ideas here and there to see if there's a viable Arachne that can be made. Right now I don't see it, but I don't want to just write it off. I don't want to be ignorant about this. I want to go look at it, try my best, see if I can make anything viable out of her, and then say I tried and then rage about that if it's bad results. And right now it's not looking good at the moment, but maybe I just haven't figured out the correct build order or any of that stuff yet. So we'll see, and then I will put my results on developing Arachne, and we will decide whether or not we're going to be developing Arachne for a while, whether we're going to keep doing it or not do it for a while, depending on how she is. But that's about Arachne. Now, Bastet, like I said, buff doesn't mean jack. They just made it so her pets have longer chance of living, but it doesn't mean anything because her pets are easily outrun by anybody. Her pets are irrelevant once you get out of their range, so it doesn't really mean jack crap that they can live longer. It really does not. The saving grace, of course, is Kali has become relevant again. Making her ults cooldown that short, also allowing her to do her 2 more often, and making it that at below 25% she has better lifesteal, helps her out in a couple different ways. It makes tanky Kali even more effective. That's pretty great there. But those other changes makes it so that you can do aggressive Kali and do well as well, because being able to ult every 60 seconds means you have 60-second beads, which means if you put yourself in a bad spot, you can get out pretty well. And that can be very trolly against enemies if you're tanky, even if you're full-on aggressive. And the advantage to full-on aggressive, though, is since you have so much power, and since you can do it every minute, you can ult and kill people pretty well with that ult of hers. So Kali has become relevant again. The reason why I say that is because you can play her in a lot more general way to do well with her, instead of where you could only do well with her if you went tanky, or if you went mid and just had a perfect game, or jungle and had a perfect game. Jungle's not very easy with her because of how mana hungry she is. Mid's not easy with her because you do need a good amount of the jungle to do well there. You also have to catch the enemy off guard here and there. You also need the right buffs and everything, correct build for it. It's a very niche thing to do if you go mid Kali. Also, same thing goes for solo Kali, which is a lot less viable. Still doable, a lot less viable. So the saving grace is she's more relevant now, and we will see that in a future video. I really liked what I saw with her, so that's good. Vulcan's nerf, or well, it's a rebalancing, but it feels like a nerf because it just killed his burst potential. It really did. His advantage is DPS now is that he does more damage over time than he did without one shot, because the cooldown is way shorter, so you can just spam that thing. But when you're in a fight, you're there for maybe 5 seconds, or maybe even less than that. And so getting rid of the burst on that makes it that Vulcan's going to have a way harder time to kill someone unless they somehow stick around for his turret. So I really did not like that nerf there. One thing though, someone pointed out, is because of that change though, you can spam it for Gem of ISO, and you might be able to keep someone in place for the turret, adding on top of that, of course, the slowdown curse. So that might work out. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to test that out. I haven't tested it out myself. But maybe that is a saving grace there. Though, right now, I definitely missed the burst damage on Vulcan. So we'll see about that in the future. Let's see here. Let's talk about... Of course, people want me to play ranked, and we will play ranked. I just don't know when yet. When we will do it, because ranked now is, of course, Mastery Solo Queue. And we'll do Mastery Solo Queue for sure. There's no reason not to do it. I just don't know when we'll do it. When we're testing out builds and ideas, that's usually better for casual. But if we want to just do a game where we're just rolling people, like we're just like, look how pro I am against all these pro players, then we'll probably do rank for that or something. I don't know. we'll do some ranked games at some point in the future, and we'll just explore and have fun with that, because everyone should be higher level play there, because you have to have at least Mastery 1 to play in that mode. So there's the saving grace there. That should be a good enough reason to play it. Should expect higher play, should expect just better gameplay there. But of course, the other thing to worry about that is it's kind of easy to get enough gods to 50 worshippers to do that mode. So at the same time, you would expect it to be better, but it could also just be just as bad as casual, just because of how easy it is to get into it. It's not difficult whatsoever, I don't think so, to be able to get 50 worshippers on a couple gods. Not at all. But that is my opinion, and we'll see about that. So let's talk about Thanatos. Thanatos. Now, at my level of play, which I say is maybe middle range level of play, I'm not a high level player. Sure, I'm good at the game, but I know damn well I could not do well in tournaments. Maybe once in a while I would get a lucky shot in a tournament, why not? But I think I would not be consistently good enough for tournament play. That's my own opinion about myself. I know I'm good, but I ain't that good. So, for my level of play, Thanatos feels about the middle. He kills hard, he dies just as hard as he kills. That's the way I see him. He is very high risk, very high reward. The only thing though is his ult does let him get away very easily if you're able to pull it off early enough. Although he does have very low HP and defense. So that's the only thing that kind of kills, is that you have an easy escape if you need to use it. So that does kill the high risk, high reward a little bit. But he still is very much, he kills hard and he dies just as hard. And that's why I want tanky with the Conquest video with him. Because I'm like, okay, this guy dies really easily. I want to be able to not die easily and still be able to do damage. And it works out just because of the fact of the percentage on his one and the fact he instantly kills with his ult. So those right there together really helped out with making tanky Thanatos a good idea. Now, I did 4 games with him. Let's see here. So you can get this on Sunday. So you will have seen Thanatos in Conquest and Arena. Monday you will see him in Domination, which went alright. He looked pretty monstrous in that one. That was great. Tuesday will be Kali. Me exploring Kali and finding that she is relevant, and I enjoyed that match. And then Wednesday will be Thanatos Jungle. And that Thanatos Jungle is amazing. It was my first time doing it, so I actually was fumbling around trying to understand how to do it correctly, and I eventually did figure it out and did very well with Jungle Thanatos. And here's an interesting thing I've noticed in the matches I've had is when there are 2 Thanatoses, one in each team, one does amazing, the other one does awful, or both do okay. That's what I've noticed. Every match I've been in has been both Thanatoses are okay, or one's amazing, the other one's awful. So in the jungle one, I do amazing. I'm not going to give away how well I did. It's a very fun match though. Unfortunately, an early surrender as always. But it was a fun match, and for the other team, their Thanatos didn't get a single kill. He got a lot of deaths. So I've noticed that. There's always one good Thanatos and one bad one. That's how that is there. And okay, the first match, the first Awesomenauts match, which Isla match, is just about to end. So the next one will be a match with Coco. So, one moment. Alright, so talk about Thanatos. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, so the jungle one, it took some experimentation to figure out how to do it right while I was in there, because I almost died a few times with Thanatos in the jungle. What I've noticed is he is very squishy. Using his abilities lowers his life even more, but his passive is Bumba's Mask. Basically, getting Bumba's Mask is kind of redundant. People are going, "Oh my god, if you have Bumba's Mask, you get so much HP back." But I'm going, you don't need it anyway. You don't. You just don't. Don't get it. Don't get the Death's Toll. That's what I noticed is get the Death's Toll, because you're gonna be doing a lot of basic attacking, and so you got Bumba's plus Death's Toll basically, and that's even better than just getting Bumba's, because the mana regen on. Not the mana regen. The mana regen on Bumba is redundant. Also not necessary, because you regen so damn well on your HP, which is more important than your mana, and you just don't get Bumbas. Do not get Bumbas. You don't need it. Get the Death Toll and you'll do fine. The other reason is because the other team's Thanatos died while having Bumbas on, so that also helps my argument there. Well, I almost died because I didn't get Death Toll yet. I was just still trying to figure out what I needed to do, but I'm like, okay, Death Toll works, and Death Toll kept me up and kept me well the whole match, so that was good. So definitely get Death Toll for Thanatos. See here, let's see what let's talk about. Okay, it's enough about the patch. Let's talk. Oh wait, one more thing about the patch, and this is soapboxing a little bit, and that is they changed Athena's art card. Now, there was a bit of uproar on this on Reddit. People flipped out a little bit. Well, most people were pretty sensible about it. A couple people did flip out because there's always the flip out people, but most people were sensible about it. And it's just simply that why the hell did we sexualize Athena? Why did you make her so vulnerable looking when she's supposed to be Athena? She's a general, a badass person. She's the only goddess that, besides Changa, that is not scantily clad, pretty much. It's like, what the hell? Why did you sexualize her? That was a statement. And as Hi-Res has gone and said, we're going to change her card again in the future. Okay, so there you go. That's nice. That's great. And people were saying, really, we like the art. That's great. We just don't want her sexualized. So same artist would be cool. We just want her to be, badass, not sexualized. And for me personally, I was in that Reddit post going, I'm disappointed in that she was sexualized by Hi-Res, because we don't need every freaking goddess to be sexualized. It was cool to have some contrast that wasn't just, oh my god, tits in my face. I love women. I love the female form a lot, way too damn much. I love every single female in Smite. They all look hot to me. You can take that any way you want. Hell looks hot to me. But, I just like females. I really do. I appreciate looking at chicks in games and all that stuff. Sex sells. But I want a badass chick too, I want someone who's sensibly dressed, who is ready for battle, correctly dressed for battle, by the way. Like, they got the full-on armor like Athena does. And she just looks like she's ready for a fight, and she just looks great at it, and there you go, that's awesome. And her picture was great. Her art card was her just ready to go stab happy on somebody. That was cool, that was great. And now the new picture is her all vulnerable with her legs spread open for you. It's just, no! Not a fan. Not a fan. Look, I have a lot of female friends, and they don't want to keep playing the slutty chick or the hot chick. They want to play the badass. Look at us. We got the muscly guy. We got the badass guy. Sometimes it's the same thing. We got the wise old badass. We got so many badass dudes, or muscly dudes, or just dudes that are awesome. We got all that. What do chicks have? They just have the freaking hot chick. That's all they got. That's all they got, and it's disappointing. They don't want to just be there. There's a lot of girl gamers out there, and we're not. They got nothing to play with here. They don't. Like, some people like to play a thing. Like, I'm not like that. I like to play everything. I play everything. That's just the way I am. But some people, they only want to play something that they're comfortable with. Like, a dude will only play a dude character. He doesn't like to play female characters, which is weird to me. But that's how some people are. And that's got to be the same way with females too. If they don't want to play dudes, they want to play just chicks. But all they got are freaking chicks with wearing nothing. And that's got to be annoying. It's got to be. So, I don't know. Just, variety is something I like, and not having every chick be nearly naked is something I appreciate, and it was unfortunate they changed her, but they said they'll change her back. So, it's a little thing to some people and a big thing to others, and for me it's somewhere in the middle of why. Like, I'll live with it, because that's all I can do is just live with it and just move on, but also why. Like, what happened to Arachne? I gotta live with it, I gotta move on. Simple as that. I am not happy about it. If I did not like Smite as much as I do, I probably would rage out, but I still enjoy Smite regardless of these changes. There's plenty of gods I do like, though Arachne is close to my heart, so is Akali, so I'm glad she's relevant again. But dims the bricks, that's the way it is. I don't own the game, I just play it. I love the game, and that's just the way that is. There you go. It's all I can have is his opinion after all. See what else. Let's talk about the jungle guide. Those of you who did not know, which would be crazy because I think everyone knows, I made a jungle guide now. We made a jungle guide. What the hell I say? We made a jungle guide. Took about 2 months to make. A lot of work on me. A lot of work on Jinx. Hell of a lot of work spent on that dang guide. And I think it shows. There's a lot of good quality there. It's an awesome guide. I really think so. There were some criticisms here and there that I agree with. There's some things we could do better in here or there. That's for sure. There's always room for improvement. And whenever version 3 comes out, which will be a long time from now, because we want to work on other projects, and I think this is a pretty good guide for basic players, we will make those improvements. We definitely will. But for now, I think this is a very solid guide as long as nothing hugely changes about the jungle again. And people were saying, how about you do the other roles? And I say, yeah. Doing the other roles is definitely worthwhile, and we'll probably do them at some point. When, I don't know. All the roles are definitely worth talking about. Solo lane will be talking about what you should be mindful of, what you should do, what gods are good for it, what you should keep in mind when you're just being this solo lane, all these things, and who you should be relying on, which is mostly the mid and the jungle. Mid god, like mid lane, who's good for that? Like, who's a good mid god, which is, a lot of people are good at that. There's a lot of gods that are just not thought about, that are still good at it. What you should build in consideration of that, what you should be watching out for, usually, of course, the jungler. What kind of strategies you should employ, how important the mid lane furies are to you. Just stuff like that, and there you go for mid. Then there's finally duo lane, and duo lane is going to be the hardest one to talk about, sort of. In that, what do you have to be mindful of, but also, you can't really suggest gods, like there's popular combos, but it's more so guidelines in what you should have. Like, you should have a magical and a physical. You should have a melee and a ranged. You should have someone with hard CC and someone who can capitalize on it. You should have someone with good support, someone with good power. Just, there's a lot of things you should think about when you choose your duo. Of course, you can have double magical and do great, like Anubis Ymir is freaking amazing. Old Guan Yu and Anubis was really amazing as well. There's Old Guan Yu and Ymir were amazing also. There's just some combinations that are just amazing where they were both just whatever, and it worked out. So those exceptions I'm not really going to talk about, but more so just what works out for duo, mostly opinion. Just because if you go magical and physical, then if there's an enemy tank, then they have to worry about both. If you go ranged and melee, then they got to worry about both. Stuff like that, basically. Then that'll be talked about whenever that kind of guide comes out. I'm not sure when. We want to work on other projects. I'm sure people want to see another Smite Shorts, which will happen at some point, I'm sure, because we enjoyed that a lot, and we've come up with a lot of good jokes we want to do, and we just haven't used them yet. Our funny bone, though, has not been, hungry, though, just because we've had fun making the Papers, Please jokes, so that's helped with us with our comedy writing as well there. We're going to talk about the 1K Smite video on Wednesday, well, for Thursday's video, so we'll talk about that then. Last thing to talk about, I guess, is streaming. We're learning streaming, and it's looking pretty good. We want to have a very good quality stream for you guys to look at. And I've seen a lot of streamers for Smite, and there's some people who just have really ugly looking visual quality, and I don't want to do that to you guys. And there's some who have some really good quality, and we're trying to figure out how can we get that good quality to come up for the stream, and we're working towards that. But there's also limitation to hardware and broadband and all that stuff. So we'll make the best we can, do a bunch of test streaming and stuff like that, and eventually we'll see what we come out with and see if we have a viable stream or not. If we do, then we'll do a stream whenever we have free time, and it will be Smite and just whatever random stuff, and having fun with you guys and gals. Just having fun with the subs, having fun with people who like to watch streams, just having fun. That's really what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun? So that's what we'll be doing. That's what the stream will be about. Having fun, you, me, everybody, and it'll be a great time. And if it isn't, then why the hell am I streaming, huh? So that's what that'll be whenever that is. Let's see, what else is there? Anything else Smite related? Man, I've been going on. I think I've been going for like 20 minutes about Smite stuff, and I think that's everything. So that's it for now for the Smite stuff. Let's go with some personal things. So those guys who just came about Smite, you can cut off now. Tell your friends. Also, you can ask Smite related questions here on the vlog. And yeah, I would like to hear questions. We only got one question this time, and that's unfortunate. I would like to answer questions, but I think maybe I'm not popular enough yet anyway for that. So it's a growing process. It always is. And we're just always working to make the channel better. And I don't know if I said it or not, but all the money that we make off the channel goes to the channel. It goes to making the channel better. That is our goal, to be the best we can be. We want to be the greatest channel ever. Though, of course, that is a daunting thing to say. We want to aim high. We want to do our best. Just work hard and do it. Because that's the kind of people we are. We just like to work hard at something, like just grind at it, just keep improving, always improving, never get too far ahead of ourselves, and just always be mindful that we can always do better. And as long as we keep with that, I think we'll always make good quality videos for you guys and gals to watch, and that's really important. It's just always being something to enjoy, to watch, or be informed, or something. Because, yeah, just always want to be relevant in some way, that's for sure. That is the goal. But okay, that's enough about that. Let's talk about just personal things about me. About moi. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so this Sundays this comes out, so you'll see the one shot was War Thunder. War Thunder's awesome. I really like that game. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting kill streaks, and I am filled with so much pride with that game. And I'm finding planes I really like and planes I don't. And I'm finding I really like the German planes and the Japanese planes. And I really do not care for the British planes at all. So apparently, I'm with the Axis. Oh, I really like those planes, though. They have really good burst. They die easy, but they have amazing burst, and that's what I like. So you catch someone, you take them out, and then you catch them up and you take them out. It's great. I really like War Thunder. Those of you who play War Thunder, if you have any advice you can give, please say so in the comments, because I could use any, just because I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I'm just having fun. I don't look at numbers. I just go on instinct on what I'm doing. I just feel it out, and the Japanese planes feel very maneuverable, and you can do good damage to them because all the maneuvering you can do, while the German planes feel like they're just very brute force with not as much maneuverability. And somehow I'm able to do well with both of those, while as I don't really care for the British all that much. The Americans feel okay, and the Russians I go back and forth on whether I like them or not. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't. Oh, the Soviets, I mean. But that game is a blast. I really like it. Let's see what else we can talk about. Let's see here. Spent a lot of time working on the channel. Let's see here. I think I mentioned last week I finished Dust. Worked ahead on that because of, well, going to Vegas. Worked ahead on some LPs because of Vegas. Doing this ahead of time. Just working ahead on a lot of things because of the Vegas trip. Just to make sure that we don't fall behind on anything. And the real thing is trying to get a buffer in the videos so that we can have free time for streams. That's really what we're trying to do here. But the videos do take up the majority of our time because, well, we care about those, of course, and we like doing a lot of good quality with that. If we were not as focused on quality there, we probably would do streams more. But quality is important, of course, so that's... maybe we're overdoing it with quality, but it is important to us, so that's why we keep working on it like that. And I hope you guys like it and appreciate it. I really hope so. Let's see here. So yeah, yeah. Free time will be taken up by streams whenever we can get ahead. Right now, free time's been spent on little things here and there. I went and saw the Riddick movie. If you were a fan of Pitch Black, you will like this movie for the most part. If you're a fan of the Riddick franchise, you may or may not like this movie. I was reading a lot of reviews after seeing the movie, a lot of discussion, and some people hated the first half and loved the second half, or some people loved the first half and hated the second half. So there's a lot of mixed feelings about the movie by a lot of people. I liked it overall. I thought it did a good job of making Riddick look like a very smart kind of guy. They also showed some vulnerability to him, also made him look pretty strong here and there. There is some redundancy to it. There's some pacing that could have gone better. But overall, I like the movie for sure. Definitely. I liked it fine. Now, I'd like to see what the hell happens with the sequel. To that movie, because there's going to be a sequel, that's for sure. And, yeah, I liked it overall. Besides that, let's see, just a lot of editing, a lot of doing video work. We spent so much time on the damn videos. So most of the free time is spent on that, or just hanging out with y'all, playing Smite or whatever other games with fans. But besides that, when having downtime and just doing stuff with browsers, been playing the browser game Card Hunters. And this game is pretty awesome, and what I know is Card Hunters, some people work on it, there's Jonathan Che, or however you pronounce it, a co-founder of Irrational Games who did BioShock. And then they got Richard Garfield, who was a guy behind Magic the Gathering, so that is pretty big there. It's a card game, it's a turn-based, grid-based card game based in like D&D, because you have like 3 characters based on warrior, priest, and mage. and what cards you draw and play will do what you do, and you move on a grid and all this stuff, and it's very much like D&D for sure. Speaking of Riddick, if you did not know, Vin Diesel is a huge D&D fan. That big muscly guy who beats people's asses in movies or slices them up when he's Riddick. He is a huge D&D player. He really enjoys D&D. He wrote the foreword for the 30th anniversary of D&D book. He's a big fan of D&D, so that's a crazy fact there. That's an interesting fact. Is that D&D is something that Vin Diesel really likes, so that's cool right there. But so Card Hunters it's a fun game. Do not care for much of the story though. There is a story to it because what you are is you the player is you're playing D&D basically with a guy named Gary and his older brother. Gary's the GM and his older brother GM sometimes as well, and they're not very not too like. They're not really interesting, they're more annoying characters. I muted that thing after a couple hours of playing that, just because I did not really care for them after a while. But the game itself is pretty good. I really, really like the combat system. I like the idea behind it. Like, the way it works is you draw cards, and then you take turns between you and the other side, going back and forth with your card play and all that stuff. But you only draw cards at the end of a round. And because of that, sometimes you don't have any cards you can play, so you pass while your opponent just keeps playing things because they still have cards that are relevant. And it's very interesting. I really like it. There is a bit of randomness to it that is not awesome. And there's some balancing to it that is just, damn, this is getting annoying. But for the most part, I have been loving the crap out of this thing, and it's really fun. And it is free to play. You can spend money on it because it does have a cash shop to it. And the cash shop really, it just gives you better gear and stuff, so it just makes it less grindy if you don't care to grind. But it's still fun whether you're grinding or not. It is a fun game. There's also a multiplayer mode to it, which is pretty good, and they even it out because everyone's max level in that one, regardless of what level they are in the single player campaign, so that's great. And it's pretty fun. I really enjoyed it. I've been playing it way too damn much. And I am going to be jonesing for it because in Vegas I'm not going to have any internet connection for it because it's a browser game. And it's a pretty damn good browser-based game. I really like it. And it's just too bad I won't be able to play it while I'm out in Vegas. Well, I'll be enjoying a lot of other things in Vegas, but it won't be being cooped up and playing on my laptop. So that's a shame a little bit there. I don't know what I'm going to play in Vegas. I downloaded a couple different games from different bundles I got over the years and play those, and we'll talk about one of them in the vlog and maybe even one-shot them, make that interesting for y'all. Most likely for the next vlog footage, I'm not sure what we're going to do, maybe another Dota. People like Dota, so we'll probably do another Dota, and then after that I don't know. For the one-shot, most likely, I don't want to make promises, but it will more than likely be Warframe. Because Warframe got patch number 10, like big patch 10, so it's been updated again. Looks pretty cool there, so we should revisit that again. I still like Warframe. I don't play it that much anymore. I still like it though. Just there's so much time to be spent on this and that, so it's not being played right now. But maybe played in the future. Who knows? It is still a fun game in my opinion, but maybe they've tweaked it in ways that I wouldn't like it at this point. But I'll find out when I do the one-shot, if we do the one-shot. And we'll see about that. Now, Mr. Hypnosis. This is the only question we got, and that is asking me, how old am I? They're just wondering, and I don't know if I want to answer this question, because what is everyone's opinion of age? I don't know. It's, I feel like I have a young audience. I really do feel like I have a young audience, and I don't want to date myself and go, oh, well, he's this old, yeah, who cares? Like, what does he really know? I don't know. So I look at people older than me just for a few years, and I can't relate with them. I look at people a couple of years younger than me, and I can relate with them in some ways and not in others. It's just, I don't know. But it has been given away that I'm a neuroscientist, and that does take time to learn. So, alright, I'll give it this time. Someone asked this last week, I didn't answer this, I'll answer this time, and that is, since it's the only question, no choice, and that is, I am 27. 27. A bit more about myself, as I stated, I am a neuroscientist. that is a very interesting field. Also a depressing field because of the work I was in primarily has been in Alzheimer's work, and that is not a very fun field. It's interesting work. It's also, like I said, depressing work because of Alzheimer's work and Parkinson's and just the brain is both amazing and awful. Just the way it works, and I'll just talk about it for 2 minutes before the outro, and that is, our brain is amazing in its malleability and its plasticity, because they're met a man once, fully functioning. He was pretty damn smart. He was really good. He was a business guy. He was a business professor, actually. They did a brain scan on him. He only had half a freaking brain. Literally half a brain. And the reason why he was still able to function well despite having half a brain, like half didn't grow, is that his brain adapted and took on all the functions the other half of his brain was supposed to do in just that half of his brain. So he was fully functioning, fully able to do everything because his brain adapted. It just changed the way it worked to make itself work. And that is the amazing side to our brains, is the plasticity of it, the ability for it to adapt. Because stroke victims, when parts of their brain die, it is possible for their brains to still function, for them to still have a normal life, because the other parts of their brains will take up the work. It is a very interesting thing that happens there. Also done some work on autism, learned some interesting things there. I understand how autism works now. Same thing with retardation, what a retard literally is, and there's varying levels of that. Same thing for autism. And just a lot of mental things and a lot of awesome things to learn, a lot of depressing things to learn, just in brain play itself. There's just a wide variety of things. I go by the title of neuroscientist, I am more identified with biologist, because life is what interests me, and that's all awesome to me. Now, that's enough. Let's go ahead and just outro this, because I'm about to finish this match over here. And yeah, that's all that vlog. A little piece of me, a little bunch of news on Smite and a bunch of news on the channel. That's really what this vlog is, I guess. And yeah, I think what the vlog is where everything else goes, where we can talk about plans for the channel, plans for Smite, plans for other things, just plans in general. Talk about myself for a little bit, just to give little bits and pieces about me here and there, what I've done this week, just our continuing ambition to be awesome, because we want to be, and we want to have fun with y'all. That's really the goal here. And just, that's really what it'll be. It'll just be this weird mix of talking about things, talking about myself, and future plans, I think. And that's it for this vlog. Match is already over, so that is it. I had fun doing the vlog. Hope you had fun listening and watching that awesome Awesomenauts match. As you can see, I'm not bad with Isla, and I'm pretty damn awesome with Coco. I love Coco. That's great. But that is the game and the vlog. I had fun doing all that. Hope you had fun watching and listening. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Having fun. Thanks for coming by, and see you next time.